On a Thursday edition of the Pete Souza Show. It's a college football preview, a Big 12 college football preview of the championship game. We're going to talk all things Arizona State with Arizona State head coach, don't tell him I said that, Kenny Dillingham. And then we'll also talk to the only person in America who was able to beat both Arizona State and Iowa State this year, Joey McGuire. And after that, Royd Ogletree joins us, KWTX's own, to talk a little bit about Baylor football, where they're headed, and also we're talking movies. Scotty Swingler joins in. And if you're looking forward to a holiday movie and some insight on what you could see, we've got some good stuff for you. We've got a great show. We cover it all. Big guests, big ideas, big games, big time motion picture drama, all the good stuff. And the conversations you're going to see with Joey McGuire and Kenny Dillingham are part of the Inside the 12 show that will air tonight on ESPN. So if you want to see the whole thing, watch on ESPN2 at 10 o'clock and then check out Big 12 Studios for all the rest. You can find that on YouTube. But let's get to the show. We are joined now by Arizona State head coach Kenny Dillingham. Coach, thank you so much. I know it's a busy week for taking some time.
Of course. I appreciate you having me.
Well, again, we mentioned the busy week, and I can't imagine your head has been anywhere else but getting ready for Iowa State. But I got to bring up, you're an Arizona guy, Arizona State alum. 10 years ago in 2014, you were an intern with the football program, and now here you are leading the Sun Devils to the Big 12 championship game in Arlington. Have you taken a moment to let it all sink in?
No, I haven't. That's not how I operate. So it's, it's a Monday. So let's do what we normally do on a Monday and repeat.
Well, whatever you're doing, it's working. You guys have won 5 in a row. You haven't lost a game in almost 50 days. This is the greatest turnaround in Arizona State history. 3 wins last year, 10-2 this year, and a conference title berth. What are we talking about for you as far as the changing of the culture? How have you gotten that done?
I think we've recruited guys who love ball, who are good people, who are competitive. And, I talk about it all the time, like competitive people win. People who love to compete all the time, and they're just good people. And I think we've got a lot of good kids in here that are competitive, and I think they've really taken over the culture and taken over the program and made it their own. Like, this is a player-driven team. Not a coach-driven team. This is our players playing, our players operating, our players' culture, our players' effort. This is all about them.
How does your staff, how do you find the players with that competitive gene, right? The guy who hates to lose at ping pong just as much as he hates to lose at football. How do you identify that quality?
Play ping pong with them, right? Play Madden with a kid, play chess with a kid, play spades with a kid, play NCAA with a kid, go play bags with a guy. It's just talk crap to the kid, like back and forth. What are you wired? Like, how are you wired? Like, are you wired to be like fiery, or are you wired to oh, that was unfortunate that I lost. Let's go get more food. Like, no, play again. Like, that's what I want.
Well, you've gotten it clearly. You guys are headed to that title game. You're taking on Iowa State. A big reason you're there is Cam Skattebo. His season has been unlike any other, probably in Arizona State history. How has he found that gear to turn the page and to have a season like we're mentioning about? He's rewriting history books out there.
Yeah, I mean, he's put in the work. I mean, when he showed up here, he was unbelievable contact balance, hard to tackle just like last year. But this year, he really took another step. He really pushed himself to be the strongest version of himself, to drop body fat, to increase speed. And I think when he did all that, and then he started practicing consistently and started managing his body and taking care of his body and eating right, he really took his game to a level that I felt like he could get to, but a level that surprised everybody else around him what he's doing right now because of the work he put in and the sacrifices that he made this offseason.
Well, we've seen his body. Usually we're seeing it bounce off of tacklers to yards after contact. He's chiseled, like you said. Is he chiseled enough, right, to be chiseled like that Heisman Trophy in New York coming up here in a few weeks? What are your thoughts on that?
I definitely think he should be there. I think he should be a representative there. There's a couple guys that are really, really high on that list, and they're well deserving. But I 100% believe he should be in New York City. He should have the opportunity to fly to New York. He should be sitting in that crowd. He should have his name recognized, because not only has he put up together an unbelievable year, our team is, his culture and his identity is a part of our football team. It's part of the biggest turnaround in college football. And part of that is due to him and his play style. And people have to respect the fact that who he is and his play style has drastically changed, not just, his stats, but drastically changed a program, and was a big piece of the program completely changing.
Well, another big piece of your program, Sam Levitt, he has done things that a redshirt freshman quarterback normally does not do. What has stuck out for him this season that has enabled him to lead your team, right, to games and clutch performances that a lot of people weren't expecting from a young guy like this?
He's so competitive. His work ethic is unmatched. The amount of hours he puts into prep is unmatched. What he sees on game day, he's watched a billion times. Then he gets to watch it on tape, and he can take it from the film in between the drives and apply it at such a high rate. It's just rare and special to be around a young guy that has that much football intelligence and can actually apply it mid-game. It's really cool to see.
All right, he's going to have to do it against a very good defense this weekend in Arlington. Anything in particular you're getting your guys ready for this week that they'll see that they're going to need to adjust to on the fly and execute?
Yeah, this staff was odd, 3 high safety. This is one of the originators of this system that's really kind of taken college football by storm. This is kind of where it started at the Division I level, was at Iowa State with Coach Campbell when he got there. And other people have emulated it. Their defensive or their linebacker coach left this last year to go be the DC at Cincinnati. So other people, their safeties coach 2 years ago left to be the DC at North Texas. So people are trying to take the special sauce that this defense has and bring it to their own teams because of how successful they've been. So they've been doing this scheme for a long time. They know what they're doing. They have different answers to pretty much everything you can throw at them. And you just have to have a plan for what they're going to pull out that week. Because they can do it all, because how long they've been in this system.
Coach, you're going to be doing it this week. So unfortunate, the news about Jordan Tyson. He's arguably been the best wide receiver in college football over the last 6 weeks. Is there a particular adjustment you make going into this game to make up for the absence of a player like Jordan Tyson?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of adjustments. Obviously, we got to get more guys the football, got to move people around more. So that'll be an adjustment for us. So yeah, there'll be quite a bit of a change when you lose a guy of that magnitude, like you said, arguably one of the best wideouts in college football. That's definitely cause to force you to adjust.
Well, one more thing for you before I let you out of here. This season, it's been terrific for everyone around the Big 12, college football, especially for Arizona State, to see you down on the field, mixing it up with fans post-game, being out there. That's who you are, right? You're an Arizona State grad. At the same time, a lot of people don't know, you've been up, before you got this head coaching opportunity at Arizona State, you've always been up in the booth. How much different has it been for you? This is your first run on the sidelines down there.
Yeah, it is quite different. It's kind of crazy. It's the last time I was on the sidelines before I took the head job at Arizona State I was the freshman offensive coordinator at Chaparral High School. That was the last time I had been on the sidelines of a football game.
And how old were you then? 17, 18?
I was 21.
Okay.
So, which is kind of wild to think I went all those years with being in the booth. And then you get your biggest job, and they're like, all right, go back down there. Okay, I guess that's how it works. I was contemplating for a while if I could be the head coach from the box, but people thought that'd be frowned upon.
Well, look, I can tell you what, you're making up for lost time down there on the field, what you're doing with your team, and then, of course, what you're doing for college football in the Big 12. Thank you so much for taking the time. Of course, we wish you the best of luck in Arlington.
Thank you, and go Devils.
It's the Pete Souza Show. Sports.